Hello everyone, welcome back. Another extra video since, some stuff has been happening in the news for Lyoko for a while, and I kind of need to get these finished. But, yeah, basically this is the run-through of the desert sector on Lyoko for, special items and such. That's where one of them was hidden, but I already got that during the regular run-through. I didn't remember exactly if I had. Okay, now, I should point out there's nothing along Odd's route there, so everything else will be along Oryx's route here. I mean, there's really nothing along Odd's route. I don't think there's anything even the first time you go there. For the very first time you come to this stage, or any stage. Anyway, so, you'll see a lot of chopping and editing in here too. So anyway, point is, I wanted to talk about fairly recent developments. If you haven't seen my actual channel announcement thing that I made, I did mention that there is a forum that is pretty much geared up to be ready when the new season starts and such. So that forum is at forum.cl-evolved.com. So, yeah, you can go there and find stuff and discuss stuff and talk about Code Lyoko and have all sorts of crazy conversations. And they love thinking. They're a lot like me. They like overthinking things a lot. So, a lot of fun theorizing and stuff like that on the site. So, I highly recommend it. Good community of people. And they're accepting new members and everything, so, yeah. Wow. That was an awful jump. Yeah, I don't have this many fails anywhere else in the video, just, I found these funny, so I left them all in. But, the other point I wanted to talk about was the, recently, Moonscoop released their, another one of their PDF files. I mentioned one of these in the last video, and so I wanted to just go ahead and throw this one out. The PDF files are just like internal documents to a point, but they just do the different internal files and whatnot, and we've all pretty much seen a lot of them. This one was not kept secret for very long, apparently, because there is a lot of fan art related to the elements that are in this one already. I haven't seen a lot of places that have all the official pictures or whatnot other than the PDF itself, but I've now seen the different costumes for the new CGI segments for the 5th season. I'm still not a fan of the idea of live action, and I'm actually a little more worried about that prospect now, but I think the story could be good enough that hopefully it won't matter. So, here's hoping, I guess. But, kind of the point I wanted to make about the PDF is I actually really like a lot of the CG redesign stuff they're doing. The original series, which the game here is based on, is more of a future fantasy style. Like, it's a little closer to concepts like Star Wars in the design of the overall world here. Like, you have the desert worlds, or the ice worlds, or all these places where fantastical things can happen, and like, future fantasy isn't quite the same as science fiction. Code Lyoko kind of blended the two, but no more so than standard future fantasy, and the appearance of Lyoko itself was kind of... It was a kind of future fantasy type look. With the way the new towers are designed, the appearance of the new Cortex area, and the new replica, the replica of Deckard Incorporated, I can't remember the name of it right now, but all these things put together kind of creates this attitude of a very sci-fi looking element. So, and the costumes are closer to Season 4, and I actually quite like that, because I much preferred the Season 4 designs as the like when they started going to the real world to fight to destroy the computers and stuff, it really kind of shifted from a future fantasy look of Lyoko itself, where they were all dressed in, like, Yumi had her, I guess you could call it a geisha outfit. I'm not really sure if that's accurate. Auric had, like, his more traditional samurai-looking outfit, and just Aelita looked like an elf with weird wrapping clothing of some kind. And, yeah, basically that changed significantly in Season 4, where they all had, like, these almost skin-tight outfits, to a point, like the one you see Ulrich running around here with. But they had little elements of their former costumes as well. Odd changed the least, and that actually is maintained for the next season, too, because Odd has changed almost not at all. At least in the basic concept. However, I do have to say, honestly, the one thing that did impress me the most was William. William's new appearance is actually very much still affected by the fact that he was working for Xana at a point. So, it actually works really well, as far as I'm concerned. It kind of maintains that element that at one time he inadvertently served evil, and now he's kind of tainted by that. And it's a lot of fun character element there to have going on, so I actually really like that idea. I'm not sure how that'll be implemented in the story, if it will be implemented in the story, or possibly if he will be forced to work for the bad guys again, because maybe they'll like that dynamic a little too much. But I still think it could be good. So, here I'm going back to get the one I missed, and it's so obvious that I can't believe I missed it. It's right up there, where you see that little wall. It's another Ulrich, speed quick time event thing. So, yeah, this will be the last one for this area, if I would be patient enough to wait. But yeah, I love the idea of fighting a human opponent. I've pretty much believed from the beginning that if they were going to go to a Season 5 based on how Season 4 ended, that had to be how it happened. They had to go up against a human adversary now. So I think that's a huge improvement. It has a lot more potential for a mature storytelling experience. We don't really know anything about secondary characters yet, other than, I think it's Alan Meyer, the leader of Deckard, the guy who's responsible for basically restarting Xana, as far as we know. Very little information so far, but considering the actual release of the production is months away, and they're now in the process of shooting for live-action segments, yeah, we don't really know what's going to happen here. What I should point out, though, is it's pretty obvious this is only going to be in French at first, and that brings up the question of exactly what it is that's going to be done for it to appear in other countries. Now, a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, they'll just dub it. I'm not 100% sure on that. I think, depending on the circumstances, with how well Code Lyoko actually rated through most of its run in America and Cartoon Network, for example, I think they might consider the possibility of remaking the live-action segments. Possibly with an older audience. Or, sorry, an older cast. Because I kind of feel like, the American company will be a lot less, concerned with how young the cast looks. And I don't know if that'll have an actual effect on the story or not. They could do it all Power Rangers style, where they have an entirely new live-action story, and they just change the dialogue in the, computer-animated segments. But I don't actually expect that to happen, so I'm not really sure what they're going to do with it. I'm not actually 100% sure if it's going to be localized or not, but it's very likely that it will be. So, I don't find that to be an issue. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it, even though I'm not a fan of the idea of it being a live-action production. Because, you know, I'm a fan of Code Lyoko. Of course I want to see where it goes. I want to see this evolution that they're promising us. So... it's only funny because it really didn't hurt that bad. But, anyway. What else? Oh, I have to say, I was a little confused for a little while about, William's new weapon. There were pictures, in the PDF about, like, new sword, like, 2 sword designs for William. And I thought, well, I don't know, is this some kind of alternate mode thing? Doesn't he only use 1 sword? I mean, it doesn't make much sense to have him use 2, that's Ulrich's thing. But, yeah, I've seen some fan art now of, like, the new William with 2 swords that people have done, and it looks very impressive. I'm kind of won over on the idea of William using 2 swords as well, alongside Ulrich. I think it actually could work very well. Let's see, what else? I have no idea what Odd's gauntlet thing that's shown in the, PDF is for. I have to assume it's some kind of claw. Like an energy claw weapon, almost, or something. I don't know exactly, but it would make some sense, I guess. And then giving Yumi a staff was brilliant. Even on a simple tactical level, it's brilliant, because Yumi's biggest weakness as a character in the series, in combat specifically, is that while her weapons, the fans, are very, very useful, being kind of a... you can attack or defend with them, you can reflect shots back, or you can throw them. You know, simple enough. Her biggest problem has been that she's always had only 1 or 2, depending on the season. And losing those fans is basically a guarantee that she's going to get devirtualized pretty quick. Even if she gets the fans back, it often is not fast enough, or it happens at an inopportune time. So, it's not as handy as in the game here, where Yumi's fans always come back. So, basically what I'm getting at, it was a very good idea to give her a weapon that she always has. And I feel like a staff is actually a pretty good Lyoko weapon, all things considered. While you can't, while most stabs don't have pointy ends on them, those are usually called spears, I could see them kind of playing with that idea for the Lyoko staff, where she can just kind of jab it in the eyes of the Xana monsters, so to speak. And when fighting the 2-bladed ninja things that, I'll be honest, are the most annoying thing in that entire PDF, are the ninjas. It just looks terrible. But, yeah, fighting those things, you actually kind of want, an effective melee defense, perhaps. So, her using a nice quarterstaff is a really nice change of pace. So, yeah. Oh, that was the, I guess we'll call that the Odd and Yumi route, because that's the route they take when they're going through the mission to... what is it again? They have to activate a tower for something. William cuts them off by destroying that one bridge. It's a funny scene. I don't remember exactly what it is, though. This is the other route, where, there's, I believe, some pretty annoying jumping timing later on, similar to the beginning of the stage. This is also the first, your first activated power where Ulrich gets his, triplicate, so, yeah. So I spend a lot of time just kind of searching around here pretty thoroughly, but I find all the stuff on one go, so it doesn't take much time to get the last stuff for this stage. Anyway, I will try to get another one of these videos at some point in the relatively near future. Yeah, you don't want to walk back over that or it'll close the door on you. But, I would like to, you know, continue this series or finish this series at some point. I'd like to finish the series before the 4th season starts. So that I could actually maybe just do videos of Season 4. Like, I don't know, reviews, clip compilations, things like that. All sorts of fun stuff. I mean, I know I won't be the only person doing it, but I'll be one of the people doing it, so, you know, that's fine. I don't really have too much more to say here. Except that these two goodies are located right next to each other, so... And they're really easy to get. Just fly, or use the time control. And that was, I believe, the last one. We'll find out here in a minute. Let's see, go across these platforms, and yeah, we fight enemies, and that's it for the stage. So, that was the last of the goodies. We got 100% on these 2 stages. And now I try fighting swarms of enemies with highly discharging attack. Which would be pretty awesome if it charged just a little faster. But since they're cankerlats, they can't shoot for crap anyway, right? Anyway, yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you when the next one of these comes along. So long.